why it was important to tell the backstory of Mufasa and also Scar.
You know, we assume that we know everything about why someone is good and why someone is evil, or just that people are empirically good and empirically evil. I think going into the backstory of these characters gets you to go through the journey they went through and understand, you know, you're sort of a series of choices and a series of circumstances, and really unpack, you know, why Scar is Scar and why Mufasa is Mufasa.
Did you feel any pressure in adding additional story to what is already accepted as on the Mount Rushmore of Disney stories?
Yeah, there's a pressure when you step into the legacy of something that is so iconic and has existed for 30 years as of this year. But that pressure is a really wonderful opportunity, you know? It's an honor to get to go into the story and into these characters and unearth some new things.
There's been so much more expansion of Lion King's music. There's not just the original movie. There's that extraordinary Broadway musical that's one of our longest running shows on Broadway. I know it's the first show I took my kids to see. It is really this incredible club of songwriters that get to be in that club. Elton John and Tim Rice, Mark Mancina and Le Bohème, whose voice you hear at the beginning of the original and at the beginning of our film. I really wanted to be in that club. I wanted to, you know, add my bit of dot to the canvas.
This guy makes music. This guy makes amazing music. No, it was like a weight off my shoulders. It was like, okay, I'm gonna do all of this stuff. You do that stuff. But then the beautiful thing was, Lin is just so collaborative that I got brought into the music making process in this really organic way. So it was a wonderful partnership.
The pressure we put on ourselves to uphold the legacy and in a way that feels authentic and true and serving all that wonderful, creative, beautiful work that has been done before us.
Scar was one of my favorite characters since Jump, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, well, what are we gonna bring to my boy? You know, to give him a little light, give him a little give him a little familiarity, you know what I'm saying? I made him a person that's trying to come of age, a lion that's trying to come of age. This was a bad idea!
They don't have all of their ducks in a row. They are figuring out who they are, why they are who they are, and it's really exciting that we get to follow them on that journey, I think.
Tell us about your character. What does she endow Mufasa with?
I am playing Mufasa's mom. I'm trying to endow him with hope, positivity, and common sense, but also allowing him the space to step into who he is going to become while showing him the way.
Mufasa, run!
What is it like to give a note to Beyoncé?
It's very interesting.
I haven't had the pleasure.
It's very interesting giving a note to Beyoncé, but it's all me. She was wonderful. Both her and Blue Ivy were amazing, and we gave her plenty of notes, and she took them like a champ. She was really wonderful to work with.
Was she able to do some voice recording with Blue Ivy as well?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, they live in the same house, so yes, absolutely.
Good. I'm glad one of us does.
Directors don't hire someone like you without taking advantage of your iconic voice. Can you tell us anything about the songs that you'll be singing in the movie?
I sing a song called Milele, and Milele is the land that they are searching for, the home that they have not yet seen in some time. They're dealing with a serious drought, and I am teaching Mufasa that Milele is not just a faraway land of hope. It's something that you hold in your heart. And if you hold something in your heart, you know that you will be able to see it. You can visualize it, you can hold it, and keep it special.
Now, Aaron and Kelvin, we didn't get a lot of singing from Scar and Mufasa in the first movie. Are you guys gonna sing in this one?
Yeah. I'm singing.
You might hear, I'm singing, we singing. We get a little bit. We, you know, we both, I mean, Kelvin has a sensational voice, so I'm really looking forward to everyone here.
They sing.
And it was a lot of fun. We all poured ourselves into it. We jumped in, and we had a really wonderful time doing it.
And to be clear, we sing. We don't sing.
Yeah, we sing.
We sang.
Sang.
We sing.
Yeah,
we're singers.
They're singing.
We're singing.
It's lovely.
What is the Disney animated film that inspired you the most?
I mean, a Disney animated film that inspired me the most was The Lion King, of course, but also The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is probably the Disney film I've seen the second most to The Lion King. Disney hand-drawn animation is very dreamlike, and to be honest, it was an inspiration for the visuals for this film.
Little Mermaid really changed my thinking and made me want to write musicals in the first place. I remember calling in sick from school the day it came out on VHS so that I could be the first to get it from the Rite Aid on 207th Street. I wanted that bubble cassette. So, you know, that's very famously the one that
the bubble cassette.
Yeah, I still got mine.
You just gave me a visual. I forgot about those. That's right.
It's just my collection.
I see.
Who was your favorite character from the original film?
I'm going to give you a deep cut, which is Cheech as one of the hyenas in the original movie.
We could have whatever's lying around.
I loved Oliver and Company, and, you know, that Chihuahua that he voiced in Oliver and Company was like the first Latino representation I'd ever seen in a cartoon. If this is torture, chain me to the wall.
If this is torture, chain me to the wall.
So the fact that he was also in Lion King was like, yeah, la raza.
For me, it was Rafiki. I mean, I just think that Rafiki is this wizened, all-knowing, just perfect person. And I was curious to see what would that character be like as a young person, you know? That was a really like energizing shot for me when I first read the script.
It is time.
I just thought Rafiki was hilarious. He was a smart ass, and I loved it.
For me, you know, Mufasa, but I think that is very closely tied to the fact that James Earl Jones is one of my personal greatest inspirations. He is a living legend, from his voice work to his theater work to his film work. He's the king. Do you know what I'm saying?
I love Scar. I was like, I loved his attitude.
I did love Scar too.
I mean, his wittiness. He had no time for any of it, and he was very clear about that. You know what I mean? He's like, stop wasting my time. You know who I am, and I love that energy.
When he was tapping his fingernails.
Yeah.
Must have slipped my mind.